Welcome to the insane city that is London. Yes, we have a bunch of control freaks in City Hall who are extremely passionate about ruining London and the lives of Londoners. This is about Sadiq Khan and his obsession with net zero and other cash cow schemes. But it's not just about him. He's also supported by not just the Labour Party members of the Assembly, but of course the other nutters like the Green Party. So this is about expanding the low traffic neighborhoods into the whole of the Greater London. So we always talk about ULEZ, the ultra low emission zones, and all the road charging ideas that they have for pay per mile. But the ideas that were behind the low traffic neighborhoods, which is basically blocking certain roads in the name of climate change, but in reality they're causing more traffic elsewhere and air pollution. But this is just the beginning of the wider project, which is about the 50-minute neighborhoods and 50-minute cities and everything else. So the ideas that are being pushed not just by the mayor himself, but by other assembly members saying we should probably turn the whole of London into a range of low traffic neighborhoods. Let's go to Sean Berry, the assembly member for the Green Party.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. It's good to hear about that work just laid out like that. A lot of it's from your cycling action plan as well. Now, the evidence is so clear now that low traffic neighbourhoods really work, changing streets so that they're safe and appealing to walk around. To me, it's a transformative policy of the very best kind. Now, the support's overwhelming too. Polling very recently has shown that people want to keep the ones we have. Now we've got 58% of Londoners supporting the development of more low traffic neighbourhoods.
You can't just be selective when it comes to your own data and opinion polls, because all the opinion polls that they're talking about are about asking people. It's about how you phrase the questions. If they ask them, would you like to live in a neighbourhood that is clean and you can access everything nearby within minutes, people would say yes. Of course they're going to say yes. But you have local authorities and local residents and community groups all kicking off about these measures, but they are extremely selective about what data they select.
Of more low traffic neighbourhoods, and that's going up as well. And I can see why, because they don't just cut car traffic, they're wider benefits come in quickly, like quieter streets, more accessible streets for everybody, places where children can play safely in cleaner air, and they're inexpensive investments for the good that they do. So Londoners need more of them, they want more of them, but I'm not sure we've got enough of a pipeline of strong schemes coming through at the moment. There is controversy, but we can't lose momentum, can we? So would you agree that London needs hundreds more low traffic neighbourhood schemes, and are you offering enough support, both practical and moral support, given the importance and urgency of this work?
This is insanity, absolute insanity. So I love how parts of the benefits that she was explaining was, well, yes, neighbourhoods and areas will be quieter. You do realize a couple of issues with that. One, a lot of areas that you're talking about have high street shops and local shops, corner shops. They are going to go bankrupt. Secondly, all these kids who are going to be playing around the neighborhoods, quiet areas, you do realize that already we've seen places that have these sort of mechanism in place. Crime is going up, including mugging. All these gangs are going around, causing chaos and trouble, and the police are not there to protect people because they are extremely quiet areas. And this is the problem. Let's see what the Mayor of London says.
Well, look, the evidence is quite clear. I've said in my answer in relation to the benefits of good LTNs across our city. One of the challenges that we have from City Hall and TfL is a lot of these roads aren't owned by TfL or controlled by TfL, so you've got to work with communities and councils. There are some really good examples of councils having a decent pipeline of LTNs. The problem is obviously funding. Our problem's been the lack of certainty from the government in relation to funding. We've got no funding from the government for capital next year. And so, we support councils through the LIP process that I've said. And the LIP process essentially is active travel, which is what you're talking about. And so where a council wants to have active travel, we'll support them financially. And as I said, lots of guidance and support in relation to how we can make it work.
I mean, this is just lunacy. So the only thing that he said to challenge, he said, it's quite difficult. We want to do it, but it's difficult because not all roads and areas are owned and controlled by TfL. Of course, TfL is controlled by the Mayor of London. So he says, well, it's local authorities, we have to work with them. Some of them are being cooperative, but not all of them. We have to negotiate with them to be able to take over the roads and block the roads. That defeats the purpose, of the whole thing. Also, it goes against what Berry was saying, the assembly member, that, all people in London love it, all local councils love it. The mayor of London just proved that they don't. And that's the whole problem. There's a challenge for TfL to take over these places because the communities don't want it. I don't understand. Do these people wake up every morning and they know that they're going to lie, or they lie to themselves so much that they believe their own lies? And it must be the latter. Otherwise, there's absolutely no way that someone could be that immoral on a daily basis. I'm guessing they are. But today we're gonna be talking about a lot of net zero related topics and all the hypocrisies of the establishment from both Team Blue and Team Red. We're going to remain objective on this issue as usual. Subscribe to your channel. I'm Maya2C, and we are the media.